your favorite Ghanaian food?
I think I love kelewele, which is like sweet, and I love it.
Kelewele. Why is it? Why? Because of the spice?
Go check my stuff online. Proud of anything you they do online. I be proud blogger. SammyKaymedia.com. Go check my stuff online. Proud of anything you they do online.
Go online. Today I'm going online with our own mother, Queen Mother Akusia. Yes, you call her Akusia, and she is the former first ambassador to Ghana, and now she is the first ambassador in charge of public diplomacy in Africa. I mean, she gained this position after her hard work for 4 years, ambassadorial position for first ambassador to Ghana. And congratulations once again. And you're welcome to Ghana once again. We always want to see you.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you feel coming back to Ghana?
It's always amazing.
Always.
It's like getting to heaven.
Coming to Ghana.
I mean, the moment I step out the airport, it's just it's just wow.
Like you went to heaven.
Yes, it's the heat, and suddenly it's like a hug,
Like a new breeze.
a new breeze.
Fresh
You
air.
feel like, and then the people are so welcoming and so nice together. You know, every time I
What is so special about Ghana?
I don't know. I thought it was the same all over Africa. And in the new position, I've been traveling around a few African countries. And people are nice, but there's an extra nice in Ghana. There's something extra, yes. You have something extra.
Oh wow! So you are here for a mission, right?
I came here in March, yes, for the fundraiser comedy night.
Okay.
We are doing this comedy night thanks to Clemento and his crew, cast, and then many stand-up artists, and a few surprises, musicians, and then other things. That's about where we love to surprise.
Okay, so it's a comedy show.
It's a comedy show, but it's a full evening with stand-up artists, surprises, and a stage play. And we're doing that at the National Theatre on Friday,
Okay.
7 p.m. There I say that it's actual time. 7 p.m. is the actual time. It's not Ghana time, right? It's actual.
Now you know us more than even ourselves.
Yeah. You know, so if you turn up at 7 p.m., we will be ready. We will not be setting up, and, you know, we will actually be ready.
And then,
So 7 p.m. it is.
okay, so we'll talk about it and elaborate on more. But I mean, how are you coping with your new position? I mean, French ambassador in charge of public diplomacy in Africa, the whole of Africa.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are you coping with this new position?
Well, in a nutshell, because I could talk about it for hours, but in a nutshell, it's about changing the narrative of diplomacy in Africa.
Okay.
Every country in Africa is different, and we have a history that is different in each country in Africa.
Okay.
And in some countries, history is catching up, and we're struggling, we're having difficulties, misunderstanding. The past is not completely being digested, and people do not really know what we're here for, and it's getting tense. And in some other countries, it's just like in Ghana, we don't really have a communal past, so we're doing much more business and economic diplomacy. So we have to adjust the way we do diplomacy in all these African countries, because Africa has changed
Yes.
a lot. France has changed also. So we need to catch up.
Okay, so you changed the face of diplomacy in Ghana by bridging. I mean, anybody could walk to you. It wasn't normal back then. Before you came, it wasn't normal. That you could
But that helps with the job, you see. The reason why I think we have the first diplomatic network in all Africa. We have embassies in every single African country, almost. The advantage of that is that we are there. We're on the ground. So connecting with people is the best way to get an insight, a feeling
That's deep.
of the country. And that's the reason why, otherwise we could handle everything from Paris. Wow. So making the most of the fact that we are there, to understand as well as we can, how much Africa and how much each African country has now moved forward, has jumped into modernity in a different way than we have. And you are connected, you're going digital much quicker than we are. And then there's agriculture and digital. Whereas France and Europe is more about industry and services. We are an older continent. Our population is much older. The population in Africa is on average at 19 years old. And over 70% of the population is between 15 and 35. So the future is definitely here. It's been written here. So we need to change the way we address Africa, let alone the fact that Africa is moving very, very fast because of the youth, because of the entrepreneurs, because of the high level of education that the youth has, and because of the need. They need to move forward fast because the youth coming onto the labor market, they want a job. So this is pushing. And at the same time, African countries, each African country has a different asset. These countries need to find a way of creating jobs and industrializing, transforming, processing, agro-processing in order to produce locally and then export. So you feel that the continent is suddenly bubbling and that something is happening. It's 54 countries. So you have a very important political weight. And at the same time, many, many countries in the world want to partner with Africa because, it's like betting on a value in the stock market. You're betting on a rising value. We know it's going to rise. So every country wants to partner, be they European or non-European. So you have a choice. Each country has a choice of who they want to partner with, who they want to do business with. So we French have to improve and be good and be attractive so we can carry on working with these countries because they are the safe bet, winning bet.
So you served Ghana and France for 4 years. 2018 to 2022. How will you describe this past years? Was it very tedious?
No, I had the best 4 years in my life because everything I was doing with Ghanaians. I didn't want to work with French companies, or I wanted to work with local companies. When the competencies, the skills were here, I wanted to work with the locals. And that also gave me an insight on how to work with Ghana. And no, it was not tedious at all. It was...
Ghanaians didn't give you tough time, pressure?
Not at all. Not at all. Once you get used to the Ghana time, and you know that.
So now when somebody says, okay, please, our meeting is 7, what time do you get there?
Oh, 9. Yeah, I did. If it's a meeting, if it's just a few hours, and it's a meeting, I will know that maybe he or she will be on time.
Fine.
But if it's an event, and the invitation says 7, I know it won't start before 10. Well, I stand up so many times on due time, and I was actually finishing the setup. So I was like, okay. And I was in the way, so I understood that I was annoying everyone.
But is it a good practice? It's
not good or bad. That's how you are, and people will slowly...
Can't we change?
Well, you probably will. You probably will, because...
Do you think it's possible?
Of course.
It's not so in France, right?
It depends. Some people will run late because they feel that it makes them feel important.
Yeah. And some people want to come when...
So we also have good reasons to turn up late. No, it happens everywhere. But I think in Ghana, it's institutional.
Some people want to come whilst everybody is seated so that they get the attention. Yeah. Oh, okay, she just came. He just came. And then,
yes.
Okay, he feels so important.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good practice.
But we have that in Europe as well.
You have that?
Yeah.
Is it like...
No, maybe 2 or 3 hours, but usually 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just to make sure you arrive last and everyone sees you arrive. Yes.
I see. So you need to use yellow card. It's free. You use it and transfer money from Ghana across 14 countries, and it's free. You can use it to also buy Bitcoin. Mommy Gold sells, outfits, male, female. You have to go there. Just tell her, SammyKay said you should come and she will sort you out. Jeans, bags, everything you wear, you can get it at Mommy Gold. Affordable but doable. Also, always Porsche will always make you Porsche because they got the magic when it comes to beauty, hair, male, female, manicure, pedicure. Just go there. Tell them.
First of all.
Because you're beautiful. No, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
And at your age, you're looking like this. Wow. Everybody wants to be like you. So,
That's the Ghana.
So, if you want to take your health issues very, very good to you have to both endpoint in practically because they got you sorted when it comes to practice. They'll just scan you whatever you deserve medicine they give it to you, and then you'll be sorted. So you tell them SammyKay said you should come and they'll sort you out. You stayed, so it means now you stay for a small. But with this your position, it means you rotate in Africa.
Yes.
So when last did you travel outside Ghana?
I went to Burkina, I went to Cote d'Ivoire, I went to Cameroon.
Okay.
And then I've planned, my next plan is to go to Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend like a week each time to, catch a feel of the country and see how we could improve this connection and the way we do diplomacy in this specific countries.
Okay.
So I think it was super interesting to see, because all three of them are Francophone countries. Well, part of Cameroon is Anglophone, but mainly Francophone countries. And there's a very different feel. It's very different.
Different homes, so many homes. But if I say choose one, that's okay. It's your first home. You have Fires, you have Burkina.
Oh no, it's not my home. It's just a business trip. When I go to Burkina, it's for a week, and so it's business trips.
Okay.
So I have a place in France, and I have a place here in Ghana. Okay. So basically, I'm really split into the two. You see, I'm working in France.
Okay.
And then traveling around as business trips.
Okay.
And every time I can, I come back to Ghana to do things with my fund. I came here for December because that's where everything happens. So I wanted to be there for all the festivals and all the concerts. Okay. I was here in November to celebrate my birthday. So every time I get a chance, I come for a week or 10 days or a couple of weeks. I really need my time in Ghana.
So if they said choose a place you want to spend the rest of your life.
Oh, Ghana.
Love France.
I mean, I've spent 20 or 30 years of my life in France.
Okay.
My kids are grown. They now have their own places. We are in touch, of course, but it's not like they needed me on a daily basis. Okay. I still have friends and everything, but I think that the place where I'm happy and where I feel at home is definitely Ghana.
I hear you own a home in Ghana, yes. But you rent your home. You rented.
Yeah, I rent.
So it means you don't own a home.
No.
In Paris.
No.
Or France.
I don't have a property there. I have a property in Ghana.
How did that happen?
Well, I found this place in Ghana and I said I want it. It's a house by the sea.
Oh, on the sea.
Yes, by the sea.
Yeah,
no, it's in Pram Pram.
Pram Pram. Oh, okay.
And I fell in love with the place. I refurbished it. I made it like bit European, bit Ghanaian. And it's my refuge. It's really my place.
I see. Now, you served, like I said, you served Ghana for 4 years. Let's talk about your work a bit. I mean, head of the first team. So, people give pressure when it comes to visa issues. They don't really understand. Sometimes they feel, okay, I've applied, everything is intact, but I've still been bounced. What's the problem?
Well, first of all, I know I've said it 100 times, but an ambassador is not a consul.
Okay.
But the consul is the one who deals with visas. As an ambassador, I was trying to do some education and explain to the people how it works. So, one visa, Schengen, is opening the doors to 27 countries. So the criteria are decided by 27 countries. So it's not up to France or up to the Netherlands or up to Spain to decide whether to grant or not. It's up to the 27 countries to put together the criteria. And then anyone who applies to either of those countries has to comply with those criteria, whether we French like it or not. You may think that your file is great, but it's just like when you go for a loan in the bank, you think that you comply with everything, that your dossier is fantastic and your file is fantastic, and at the end of the day, you get denied. So same for visas, we cannot explain all the details of the criteria, but if you really provide all the documents by the book, make sure that they're all real, give the actual motive of your trip. If you want to travel for tourism, you say you travel for tourism. Don't make up a story about you're traveling to see family or business. We live on tourism. France welcomes tourists all the time. So just provide a hotel reservation and we'll be happy to.
That's all you need.
No, you need travel insurance. You need a bank statement to show that you have a job in Ghana to come back to. You need a hotel reservation. You need a flight ticket.
I bring the invitation and all that.
No, you don't need an invitation.
Don't need invitation.
No. If anyone can feel like coming to France and want to visit, right? See the Eiffel Tower. Tourism.
Okay.
So why would you need an invitation? Why would you need to know someone in France to invite you if you just want to come and visit? So if you have a hotel reservation to show that you're not going to sleep on the street, you have a place to stay, and that's fine. You don't need a sponsor, you don't need an invitation. You need an invitation if you have family out there and they're going to host you.
Oh.
So you can't provide a hotel reservation because you have a place to stay.
Okay.
So then the invitation is your family out there or friends out there say, I will take care of him. He will be staying with us at this address.
Okay.
But otherwise, you don't need a sponsorship letter.
Some people provide all this that you've mentioned, but they still get housed. What happened?
So
In that case,
if
what
you
happened?
feel it's unfair, you can always ask the consulates why.
Oh.
Okay?
You can ask.
You can
why?
ask them. At the desk, you say, but how? They say, oh, but I thought my file was perfect, so what's wrong?
Oh, wow.
So if normally the person should be nice
So
enough.
in that sense, you can appeal.
And then you can appeal. You can write a letter to the consulate and say, oh, I think you missed something in my file. And then if not, then you can appeal. On the denial letter, there's an address where you can send an appeal. So you send a letter with your file and say, here's what I sent and I was denied. I feel it's unfair. Can you go through my file again?
Oh, wow.
So there's
People don't know
that.
this.
It's not a definite kind of decision. You can always appeal. It might take time, but on the denial paper, the procedure of appeal is always written.
Well, I think we don't read it well.
You have to read it. Yeah. Read the papers. Read the small print.
Read it. That is our problem. That is our
And
problem.
if you go onto the website, if you apply for France, right, you have to apply in the consulate of the first country you will go to. So if the first country you go to is France, you have to apply in France.
Okay.
And if you apply in France, you go to apply online on france-visa.gouv.fr, and there is a question and answer, frequently asked questions. So even before you apply, there's a test, do I need a visa? And then there's frequently asked questions. What do I do if I'm denied and everything? Everything is online.
Oh.
So again, read the small prints.
Yes, it's raining. So let me ask you, what's one memorable thing you will never forget in Ghana? That you are for life. You think you because
Okay. Every trip I made in the villages in the north was an amazing experience that I can't forget. Working with Ghanaians, putting together a TV show, putting together the concert, Accra in Paris and Paris in Accra.
is that happening in 2023?
I don't know, if you ask the embassy.
So right now you have nothing to do with the embassy at all.
No. I don't want to, it's not, it wouldn't be fair to sit on my successor. So he's taking over, he is doing his way, and of course the project that had started before, it's the embassy. So this is going to carry on. As for Paris and Accra in Paris, it can be taken over by any event organizer. I just gave a push to show the artists, yes, it's possible. But then any event organizer couldn't then connect French artists and it was a bit outside of my normal duty.
Sure. And I mean, like I said, you bridged the gap between, the normal Ghanaian and that was the first time we saw a diplomat, involving herself in music. Stonebowy by then, Stonebowy and Sarkodie were in cool by then. I hope you know. And
I do.
You do. And I think once a while I saw that we said it was your prayer, they came back.
Yeah, both of them are very good friends of mine.
Now.
Right. They've always been. I was a very good friend with Sark. I was a very good friend with Stonebowy. And of course, the song I loved the most was Friend Born.
Yes, and
Because of the lyrics, because of everything. It was my song, my anthem, and it was both of them. And I knew they were not cool, so I said, well, too bad they will never do the music video, and I will never see them perform it together on stage. So I thought, too bad, but that's life.
so when Accra in Paris, they never performed that song?
They didn't perform that song, no. They performed the other songs, the other featuring was not together.
Okay.
But they were together, but not on stage at the same time.
Well,
So I never hoped that they would ever perform this song together. And I went to Rapperholic 10.
Yeah.
I had promised Sark. I mean, 10, Rapperholic 10. That was a big thing.
Vegas.
So I had to be there. And I was there for Beam Concert as well. And when I saw Sark coming at Beam Concert, I said, wow, this is so cool that they are together on stage. It was really...
But don't you think your Accra in Paris also pushed in fast?
I don't know.
It brought the tension down a bit. For a long time, you never saw them together. After, it was your concept
I think it's really up to them. It was a matter of timing. It was really when they felt it was time for them to get together. I never wanted to meddle into it. I never knew.
Oh, you never pushed?
No. And I never knew why they were uncool. I didn't want to know. It belongs to them. So I just mentioned to them that Strength of a Woman was really my anthem, and that the dream would be to see the music video, because I mean the song means so much to me. But I never pushed them, and I just mentioned it, dropped it. And when I saw at Rapperholic Stonebowy Storm on stage performing that very song that was mine, I just burst in tears. It was so emotional. It was like, wow, it's incredible. I know they did it for their audience, because it was a gift to their audience, showing salvation.
So before Accra in Paris came on, you guys were doing promotion on TV and all that.
Yes.
And some videos came out before then.
Where they were together.
But people said, if you look at them, it wasn't too funny, as if...
Well, they are great professionals. So when it came to doing the promotion, when it came to doing their job, they didn't let anything appear. And even I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know by then?
No, I didn't know that they were not cool. I found out, but they were super professional. And they never, ever, none of them said, if he's there, I don't want to be there. Or never. They are super pros, and it was about performing. It was about making the audience happy. And that is what drives them. And so none of them made any remark or any criticism about them performing in Accra in Paris or Paris in Accra. I had no idea.
Wow. I'm shocked. I thought you knew. So I wanted to ask how you were able to manage it. Afterwards. After the performances or after? Or the
I think after Accra in Paris, I found out, yes. After Accra in Paris.
I wish a promoter or... okay, let me take this appeal. I'm appealing to the ambassador to let it continue. It should be an annual person, because it bridges the gap between the France musicians and then... Because for the first time, I heard one popular song from France. That was the first time. Yes, and I'm sure people in France too, that was the first time maybe seeing Sarkodie and all that. I know the biggest song from Sarkodie and there is Adonai.
Yes.
I was able to know from that show. So it needs to happen, and if the ambassador is not taking it on, I think a promoter should, like you said, should
take it.
Should take it.
Yeah, because it's a real professional work. I mean,
yeah.
I dived into it not really knowing what I was doing.
Oh, really?
And it was quite mad, because I realized that it was something that requires skills that I didn't have. So I was learning walking. Thank God I had Bolare helping me, because he had organized Accra and the Ghana Annie and all that. So he was helping me and driving me. But on the middle of organizing all that, sometimes I was like, wow, what have I done? What have I gotten myself into? Because there's so much work. Behind the scenes, so much work. But when we did it, when we saw the crowd and how happy they were, I thought, wow, this is crazy.
Okay, you are so strong, you are selfless, you are hardworking and all that. People do ask, you always talk about your kids and all that. People do ask, are you still married?
I always keep my private life private. So I'm, let me put it this way. I'm married to my work. I'm married to my love for whatever I'm doing. And so for many reasons, whoever shares my life hasn't chosen to be visible, hasn't chosen the visibility, the whatever, So I've always decided to keep my private life very private.
I heard you married this
Oh, yeah.
before. So no.
And before.
Yeah. I know you're smart. Okay, but your kids are
grown ups. Yes, they're grown. Yeah,
I saw them playing drums.
Yeah, that's my son. My son, yes. When he came, we went to the art center. I was drumming, And yes, and my daughter came, she spent 6 months here. She just loved it here. So, yeah, but they're grown-ups, you see, they're 25, 28, 32, about 3. So,
32.
yeah, 32. My eldest, no, 33, 33. The eldest is 33, yes.
But you don't look that old.
Well, I am, sadly. And I'm a grandma, so my granddaughter is 4.
We got, oh, really?
My granddaughter is 4.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Wow. You're 53 and, wow. Kudos.
54.
Kudos.
I'm afraid.
54.
Yeah.
It means you'll be 54. You were 54.
I turned 54.
I saw your birthday party.
Yeah. I'm going on 55.
I see. What was this wild thing that you wish you never did on earth?
I wish I never did.
You never did.
You know, I ask myself that question very often. If I had a time machine and I could go back and undo something. And the thing is, nothing. Because even the mistakes I made, even the tough times I've been through, have led me to something that I wouldn't have missed for the world. So even the very, very tough times, out of it came something positive. And if I hadn't had that tough time, maybe I wouldn't have the positive side, which I really cherish. So no, I don't regret anything. I made mistakes, I learned from it, I had tough times, it made me stronger, and I enjoyed every minute of the blessing time I've had. So no, if it were to do it all again, I would do it just the same. Because you learn, you know, you keep learning.
Love for a cause, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So, as you said, I'm a Queen Mother in 3 communities, and there are actually 4 communities I'm supporting as a development Queen Mother. And so Clemento Suarez once said, oh, how about we do a show, a stage play, and all the proceeds would go to the fund. So
Wow.
I thought that was a brilliant idea, because then people actually buy a ticket, and not only do they enjoy a stage play and stand-up artists and other surprises that I don't want to give away, but the proceeds of what they pay on their tickets is going to the fund. So they know that not only do they enjoy an amazing evening, but they're doing something good for a cause. So that's, I think that was a brilliant idea. And I'm very happy we're doing that. That's Friday, 17th of March, 7 p.m. sharp at the National Theatre.
Not the Ghana time.
No, not the Ghana time. The time in Ghana, not the Ghana time. And you can of course buy at the gate, but you can also make sure you have a ticket, because we might be sold out quickly. Dialing, I hope I got the number right, *447 *2284 hash. Otherwise, you go on my IG, and you see the flyers, or on the Mentos IG, and you will have the right code to buy online. But you can also get it at the gate. Hopefully, we won't be sold out. But yeah, come. Anyway, we'll find fine. We'll make you space.
Okay, so I heard she's performing as well.
You're kidding?
As a musician.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
Not at all. I made a fool of myself at my national day singing, because I wanted to.
So I heard you composed a song.
No, not really.
That's not true.
No.
I heard you were a musician.
No, my dad was the head of a record company, and I used to play the guitar when I was younger. I used to sing in a choir, but and I did a song for my national day because I wanted to do something for Ghanaians and tell them I will always love doing. But no, I'm definitely not a singer. Maybe I missed my vocation as a comedian, as a singer, but no. Life is a comedy, so.
I see. So I'm coming for your last words, then we wrap up. But before we go, I'm reminding you that you need to use yellow card. It's free. You use it and transfer money from Ghana across 14 countries, and it's free. You can use it to also buy Bitcoin. Mommy Gold sells, outfits, male, female. You have to go there. Just tell her, SammyKay said you should come, and she will sort you out. Sheets, bags, everything you wear, you can get it at Mommy Gold. Affordable but doable. Also, always push you, always make you push, because they got the magic when it comes to beauty, hair, male, female, manicure, pedicure. Just go there. Tell them.
I think I'm anyway first of all.
Because you're beautiful. No, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
And at your age, you're looking like this. Wow. Everybody wants to be like you. So,
That's the Ghana.
So, if you want to take your health issues very, very good to you have to go to endpoint in practical because they got you sorted when it comes to in the practical. They'll just scan you, whatever you deserve, medicine they give it to you, and then you'll be sorted. You tell them SammyKay said you come. You should come and they'll sort you out. One last words to Ghanaians, to the show, and your last words.
Okay, so I count on you. Please come, as many as you can, to enjoy a wonderful show, a stage play, but also stand-up artists and many surprises. I mean, I was asked not to give away. No, he's in Germany.
Yeah. Okay, that Stonebowy is no Ghana.
He's in Washington. But you have so many
When let's repeat again, maybe next year or
well,
if
this is a great success, then yes, because I supported musicians a lot, but I didn't do much with comedy, so I want to support comedy as well. And, you know, put comedy out there and tell the world how amazing artists you have, not only in music, but also comedians. So come and support the cause. I think that's very typically Ghanaian, doing something, have a great laugh, and at the same time, supporting solidarity and generosity. So thank you so much. I count on you. I hope to see you there. I came all the way to Paris to be with you on Friday evening. So I hope to see you there.
And after, she'll be coming to Ghana back again, though.
Of course, I have a house here.
Of course, so this is your home. But before I go, your favorite Ghanaian food?
I think I love Kelly Winnie, which is like sweet, and I love it.
Kelly Winnie. Why is it? Why? Because of the spice?
Because it's sweet and spicy. I love it.
So you love spicy and sweet?
Yeah.
That's deep.
And I love, of course, jollof. Everyone loves jollof. And I love palava sauce with plantain. That's one of
I'm surprised you mentioned cake because that's my favorite. Okay. So this is our wrap up with our main former France ambassador to Ghana, and then she is also the French ambassador in charge of public diplomacy in Africa. Shout out to my crew mates, Amanda, Sexy Malam. My name is SammyKay Media. I like to boy SammyKay Media algorithms from Go Online.
Go check my stuff so online.